Right here, at home. Protect the out. We put the work in. Let's finish. Come on, let's do this. Man, we gonna do 1, 2, 3.
See, we dream chase, cause that's all we was given to start with. Then we realized the dream was obtainable. Now look at us.
What's going on, Eagles World? Welcome to the Main Thing Podcast presents. It's your boy, Mr. Owns. And after further review, the call still stands. I'm still official with no stripes.
What's going on, world? It's your boy Big Huss, the one you trust, bringing you all your Eagles latest. Hey man, it was week 1, game 1, and we got some things to talk about, man. Let's get to it.
Let's get to it for sure, Huss. First off, we definitely want to start off by saying it was an amazing game. But we also want to start off by wishing Jordan Love a speedy recovery. Obviously, everyone knows it was an unfortunate situation at the end of the game. So we definitely have prayers out to him for speedy recovery.
Yeah. Big prayers up to Jordan Love. We never want to see anybody get hurt, especially players his caliber, especially at the end of a game, So yeah, speedy recovery to you, bro. Can't wait to see you back, man. Y'all got something special brewing out there.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, we definitely going to tap in. You already know we came here for the birds. That's what we mainly focus on around here. You feel me? Bird gang, go birds. Y'all know how we play. You feel me? But what we want to touch on for the first topic, Huss, the QB1 and Cam Jurgens. Obviously, with QB1 and Cam Jurgens, it starts with them. Everything starts through them. So with the turnovers with them, how do you feel they need to approach? What do you need to see from them moving forward?
Unacceptable throw. You can't do it. He wasn't open. As far as I was concerned, you kind of forced the ball that didn't need to be forced. And then the one later that he was throwing at AJ that got picked up by Jair Alexander, I saw what he was trying to do, and it was unfortunate that AJ Brown slipped because he possibly could have made a play on the ball. But still, where we were at in the game, as far as points, time, everything, it was one of those passes where you really did need to make it. We had 3 points locked up on the board. That was a situation where we could have went up 8. Put your defense back on the field, who for the most part had a good game. I know we gave up over 400 yards of defense, but it truly wasn't the tell on how the defense played during that game. It was definitely more of a bend but don't break approach. But yeah, he left some points on the field. You can't do it. The interceptions, it was somewhat reminiscent of late last year. Kind of had me thinking, did we learn anything during this offseason? Was the training camp hype of him throwing 300 plus passes or whatever it is, was that all hype or was that real? It's just the decision making from QB1 has to be better. It has to be better. And then as far as Cam Jurgens goes, the quarterback center exchange to you started on, you alluded to it. It all starts with those two. We need that down. Down pat. Like you have to have a down pat. You had one where Jalen wasn't ready. I put that one on Cam, and then you had another one with the brotherly shove. Everybody knows the brotherly shove first off, it was great that Saquon jumped on it. Let's start there, to get the ball back. But everybody knows the brotherly shove is our go-to. That is our bread and butter. Philadelphia is known
for that brotherly shove.
When
it's 4th and 1 or 4th and short,
okay, the
world
know
what the go-to play is.
The world knows what's coming. So we need to tighten that up.
Mm-hmm.
Do I expect these to be things that linger on later into the season? I don't think so. Once again, this was game 1. The offense barely played in the preseason,
if any.
So this is, if any, so this is really their preseason. Those would be some things we cleaned up, but we can't see it. Can't see it.
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna chime in. First off, kudos. whenever you get a dub in the NFL, you see, I'm saying that they come hard by to get them dubs. So kudos to getting our first win on the season, like as we expected to start out 1-0 in our previous prediction video. But as we said before, with QB1 and Cam Jurgens with the center exchange, that has to be cleaned up. That goes back to grade school, to youth football. The center exchange and the handoff, you got to see how the quarterback likes how high he likes the ball snapped. Does he like the ball snapped firm? Like it's a lot of things with the quarterback exchange, but that has to be cleaned up. Also, Big Huss, I feel that with Jalen, you know how much we advocate for him with QB1. It starts with him. So we go as far as Jalen goes, as far as QB1 goes. He's the focal point. He's the leader. Everybody galvanizes behind him. Everybody, you see what I'm saying, puts their best foot forward and effort behind him. So with him, it's more constructive criticism. We want to see him succeed because we know that he is our franchise quarterback in Philadelphia. But with him being a vet and some of the decision making, it's a cause for pause, but it's not a concern that I think it's going to be something that's longevity. He's the type of person that he wants to be coached hard. He wants to be held accountable. So he's always going to go back into the lab to get better and correct his mistakes. But as far as, like you said, on that one play, when he was rolling out of the pocket to the right side, and then he saw AJ in the end zone in the middle, the one cardinal sin they teach you from youth football: never throw back across your body into the middle of the field.
Everybody knows
Don't
that.
ever do that. And I know he saw a play. And of course, you got Swole Batman out there. You see him in the end zone. You like, hold on, bro. He freed up. Like, so yeah, let me take a chance. I like my man versus y'all man. You see what I'm saying? But in the situation that we were in, I don't feel that he needed to press that play at that time because we were up 5, I believe.
Yep.
If you just roll out, throw the ball out of bounds, take the points. You know, we got Jake Elliott, we got a solid kicker. So you know we're going to get that 3. You feel me? So we go up 8 and put the pressure back on the Packers to come down, and Jordan Love for them to put together a drive. You see what I'm saying, to score. And then also, like you said, the one where they just ran all goes. It was kind of reminiscent to me of last year when I forgot who we were playing. I think it was the Bucks. Matter of fact, I believe it was the Bucks in the playoff game, and they just ran all goes. I get that you're trying to run all goes, and Jalen has to be better with his read because Devontae had, I believe, like 3 defenders surrounding him, and if Jalen held onto the ball a second or 2 later, Dallas Goedert was coming open underneath. Even though it might not have been a first down play, it's still okay. We got some yards. We're going into a positive direction. Okay, let's punt the ball, play field position. You see what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of the times I feel that with QB1, it's he wants the big play. He wants the big play. And maybe he got excited because look, you got all these new toys. You see what I'm saying? Well, not new. You got Saquon, and you already had them boys with AJ, Smitty, Dallas Goedert. You see what I'm saying, out there. But he got excited with everything that has accumulated from training camp and everything like that. So I feel that could have been a reason why he made some illegitimate reads. But also, like we said, with him being a veteran quarterback, you can't put the ball in harm's way. You can't make those reads and those decisions. We got big aspirations in Philly. You already know the vibes. It's Super Bowl here. You see what I'm saying? And him as QB1 and our leader and our franchise quarterback, and we know, as he knows, he needs to take better care of the football for us to go where we want to go.
And I fully expect him to take better
Mhm.
care of the football movement.
For sure.
Like you said, he's QB1. The city's behind him, and we fully support him as our quarterback. And just with his work ethic alone, I know that he's striving for greatness. You know what I mean? He has a great supporting cast and great coaching staff around him right now. They will They will correct all of this. I'm not worried about that. But to the point that you said earlier, we do have all these weapons out here from receivers. I mean, the running backs, tight ends, a great O line. So that's why it's just like take the easy read. Gamble sometimes. Don't get me wrong. Gamble. Yeah, I mean, be aggressive, but sometimes just take the easy read because it's going to open everything up. You don't have to force anything. You don't have to be overly aggressive or feel like in some regards where you may need to shoulder it too much or play a little hero ball. And we got a lot of playmakers on this field. Let these grown men go out here and make these plays for real. That's what we paying them all this money. So, like I said, there are correctable things. I didn't see anything that was like, yeah, this is going to be a long season. These correctable mistakes, hell, even with all the turnovers, we still put up 34 points.
34 points, which is crazy to me. Which is crazy. Us being former ball players, you know how hard it is to put up 34 points. I don't care if you're playing high school football.
So
34 points is hard to do.
So yeah, with that, I'm not concerned. I'm not concerned at all.
For sure, man. But all in all around solid game for him. You see what I'm saying? All around solid game. But as we said, we're not going to beat a dead horse. We made our statement. QB1 knows he has to be better. And he will get better. He will get better. But yeah, you was talking about what's it called? Also, going into more on offense, AJ and Smitty. You already know, like what we expect from them. It's automatic with them. You see what I'm saying? We expect them to deliver week in and week out. But in the new offense, what did you like that Kellen Moore did with AJ and Smitty as far as doing different route concepts, putting them in motion? How did you like the offense regarding them?
Honestly, I love the offense. I love the offense. The motion was great to see. You can see where it's going to benefit the offense greatly moving forward. The route tree for Smitty was ridiculous this game. I mean, he was outside, he was inside. They were using him all over the place. I love to see that because it's going to get you favorable mismatches. Like I said, this is an offense where you can't double anybody. You know what I mean? So you're going to get the defense is going to have to play it honest to a certain point, and with the motion, it'll give you more clues on how the defense is setting and trying to line you up. But no, I like what I saw from Kellen Moore and how he was drawing it up this game. I thought it was a good mix of play calling. You got a lot of production from wide receiver 1A and wide receiver 1AB. Big swole Batman went over 100 yards. I believe he had 5 or 6 touches.
He had 5 for 119 and a tutty.
119. Okay. And then you had Smitty who went over 80 yards, I believe, on 7 touches, excuse me.
7 catches.
So from your receivers, that's a big day. Talking about damn near over 200 yards of receiving between two players. Yeah, total between 2 players. You know, that's a great night for the receivers. They had Johnny Wilson out there. Great blocker, man. My man, truly, he blocks his tail off. I gotta give him that. He is a tremendous.
He takes pride in his blocking.
He does, and you can tell. You can truly tell. Even though the numbers don't tell the whole story, Dallas Goedert came up with some key plays. You could tell he's really trying to get his number called and take advantage of the opportunities in which he's given. I like what I saw. What I saw, especially you talking about week 1, no preseason, everything. You know, I'm excited for how the offense, just the team in general, will progress over the course of the year.
And to touch on that topic, just to follow suit, kind of, what's it called? We know what to expect out of Smitty and AJ. Swole Batman, skinny Batman. Shout out to Big Play Slate for the names. But yeah, it's what's it called? 5 for 119 and a touchdown, 7 for 84. between two of your receivers is crazy to me. And the fact that they didn't play any preseason at all, it wasn't like I felt, oh, they were going to start slow. I just thought maybe the offensive line will start slow. But with AJ and Smitty being the professionals that they are, you already know that they were going to put in work, especially against a Packer secondary that came in. They got some players over there, Jair Alexander and everything like that. But Jair Alexander messed up when he woke up the beast talking that junk.
Oh,
AJ said, "Oh, all right, cool. You want to play that type of game, and we in South America. You see what I'm saying? Like you want to play them type of game, Barzi. You feel me? You want to play them type of games? I'm gonna put it on your head, and you see what I'm saying? Give you 100. You feel me? But just to have that complimentary piece on that other side is somebody who's a route technician. You see what I'm saying? He knows how to get off of press release. He knows what depths to run his routes. Just the little things, just to have that over there. It's mind blowing that we went from having a Dorial Green Beckhams of the world, the Reggie Browns, the Hank Baskets, Freddie Mitchells, Todd Pinkston. What's it called? The list goes on. But just to have these two bona fide studs on the outside that when called upon, when we need a play, when we need a big play, or it's just a play just to get things started, a drive started, we can rely on AJ and Smitty to get the job done. Absolutely. For sure, man. And then, like you said, Goddard to me, top 5, top 10 tight end in the league. Obviously, it doesn't show up in the stat sheet. He had, I believe, like 4 for 34 or something like that, to that extent. But with him blocking, with him just knowing his assignments, that's what counts the most. It's not always about the stats and everything like that. With him being what I want to say the 4th option in the offense, 4th option. You might not get big stats out of him every game, but best believe Kellen Moore loves his tight ends. So what's it called, just to put something on film and just to get some solid contribution in this first game, I still feel that Goddard will have a big season come this year.
Oh, for sure. Mm-hmm. Definitely within the Kellen Moore scheme. Like, to your point, Kellen Moore loves his tight ends. So I expect, I know, like I said, statistically, this wasn't a big day for Dallas.
No.
But moving forward and through the course of the season, he will have his days. Trust and believe me.
Mm-hmm.
He may not touch 1,000 yards this season, but 800 yards or some around there, that's still, with all these weapons, that's great. That's amazing.
Solid season.
Yeah, I'm saying, and regardless of whether he's touching the ball or not, you still have to account for Dallas Goedert because he is a playmaker. He can make plays vertically, athletically, whatever you need him to be. Like, he's a beast at the tight end position, for sure.
For sure.
And kind of talking about the O-line a little bit, the O-line did not play bad versus a good Packers O-line. I believe they gave up 2 sacks.
Defensive line.
Excuse me, defensive line. Yeah. I believe they gave up 2 sacks. One of them was on a play where Lane Johnson thought there would be a offsides penalty called. It wasn't called, so he kind of stopped going. There was a sack, and then you had one where Jalen had got outside trying to make a play with his legs and couldn't do so.
Right.
He got sacked. But overall, O-line play in this game, very good.
Great play.
Yeah, very good. Mekhi Becton, road grader. Looked outstanding for his first time starting at the guard position. Massive guy too. My God, yeah, he
6'6", 6'7".
Big guy. I was seeing him and Cam Jurgens comboing on some blocks, man. Hey, just straight moving people. When you think about it, like I said, the Packers have a good D line. They have a good D tackle in Kenny Clark. You didn't really hear Kenny Clark's name really called at all.
He just got paid this year too. He just got an extension.
Yeah.
He one of the top paid defensive tackles too.
I'm telling you, and you rarely heard his name called. So I thought that was a great sign. And like I said, you had some some of the same players, but some moving pieces along the O line. But this is a great game as far as building blocks, something to build on moving forward, especially moving on next week. I know we play Atlanta. Their D-line isn't as good for real, so I expect us to maul them as far as the ground game goes and all that. But
They do got one player, but I think he can be neutralized. And Grady Jarrett,
but
he's coming off an injury though.
like
So
I'm not really expecting anything major from Grady Jarrett next week. I mean, we'll talk about that in the later video. Yeah, but no, O-line look very good. Hey, run blocking and pass blocking.
Shout out to Stoutland U.
Man, come on now.
Again, I'm gonna repeat. Stoutland is the best positional coach in the National Football League. You see, we just got one of our people poached from our practice squad, and Dylan McMahon. Best of luck and wishes to him. But people always want to get what Jeff Stoutland produces. So shout out to him again.
For sure. I thought we would be able to retain Dylan McMahon the whole season, but the Rams came in. They like what we do and how we coach our centers up, and they snatched him right on up.
Real quick.
What else? How can we forget, man? Saquon.
Thank you, John Mara and the Mara family, the New York Giants organization, the fan base. Thank you all for letting Saquon come down 95. You see what I'm saying? And be with that real organization.
Man, like my man Michael Parsons said, man, y'all should be under investigation, man. What y'all got going on up there? Like, the management is crazy that y'all would let Saquon leave that building after what I just saw. And I was kind of reluctant to say it at first until I actually saw Saquon in the uniform, in the game, producing. But if this isn't the quote unquote Christian McCaffrey effect, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. You know what I mean? My man went over 100 yards on the ground, had a couple catches receiving the ball. I believe he had 2 tutties on the ground, 1 through the air. I mean, hat trick day. Over
Buck 32.
But all-purpose
total,
yards.
yeah, all-purpose yards, man.
Come on, man. That's to be one of the biggest debuts for somebody, for a player ever.
He tied our boy, Mr. T.O. Terrell Owens. You feel me? He tied him for an Eagles debut with three touchdowns.
I'm telling you, we haven't seen anything like this in a long time. We haven't had a special player like this, or a player this, especially at the running back position, since Shady. My man is like, he's a weapon. He truly is a weapon. I saw it on display. The speed is still there. The power is still there. His vision. The vision is there. The quickness, the soft hands, the wheel route, be able to catch it, falling back, still get your leg back, sliding out.
Have 2 feet in? Lord.
Come on, man. From the running back spot, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
So for everybody who thought that my man ain't still have it, hey, he just put the league on notice. I'm him.
Himothy.
I'm telling you. He is something that Eagles fans should be excited about. I'm not gonna lie. We're gonna keep him healthy. You know what I mean? And it's gonna be an amazing year for him. I would not be surprised if he went over 2,000 all-purpose yards this year, given what I just saw in this first game.
I wouldn't be surprised to go even further that he can be the offensive player of the year.
I can see it.
I can see that, because the thing is, he's never this is the best team that he's been on, including Penn State, the Giants for the 7 years he was there. The best team that he's been on, with the offensive line that we have and the skills position players that we have, it makes life for him easy. He doesn't always have to make people miss in the backfield as soon as he gets the football. He doesn't have to always, oh man, they putting 8, 9 guys in a box. Like, how, for y'all don't understand, 8, 9 men in a box, it's only 11 people on defense. So that means 8 or 9 people are in the middle of the field to take away the run game. You see what I'm saying? And the fact that it's light boxes, you feel me? They're running a lot of zone defense against us. You feel me? And the fact that like we said that he has this type of line to run behind. He went from what I believe the 32nd ranked rush team in the league last season to number 1 team with the Philadelphia Eagles. So for him, I'm expecting a big year. Like you said, he's a do-it-all running back. He could catch out the backfield. He could run between the tackles. He could run outside. He knows how to pick up blitz protections. You see what I'm saying? It just the vision, the strength, like as you alluded before, it was on full display, and I just felt like he just had an extra new battery pack in his back. Like, you know, the little the battery bunny, the Energizer bunny, keep it going. Doom, 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 doom. It felt like with him coming to Philly, it's just a new breath of fresh air, a new life. And sometimes we know as players, as former players, that's needed. Sometimes that situation ain't working. You feel me? So what's it called? He came to Philadelphia, and that's a way to come in and make your debut. 100, like you said, 130, 32 all-purpose yards, 3 touchdowns on 24 carries. Should have been 4. He was about to take that thing to the crib.
I'm telling you,
He was about to take that thing to the crib. I'm trying to tell you. And that's what I try to see little reports talking about some Smitty and AJ was on the field, what's it called, arguing after that play and everything. No, for people who don't understand football, what's going on there is they're frustrated because they know it was a big play and Saquon could have scored, but they were blocking but couldn't stay on their blocks long enough to spring Saquon to go the distance. That's what's happening. It's just not frustration. They're arguing, oh, I don't like you, you stink, you. No, it's none of that. They were just frustrated that they knew that could have been a big play and that could have been a potential touchdown.
Absolutely. Nothing more.
Yeah, nothing more. They always trying. People try to start. Come on, man. So corny.
But I also know corny as hell. But honestly, when I saw that, see, everybody else is over here concerned. Oh my God, there's turmoil between the two. See, nah, I was over there like this. Yeah, I like to see that because see, you not only worried about yourself and your stats. You worried about your team and you're trying to win. You want to win.
Accountability.
I mean, you want accountability. You want to get that block so my man could take this 70 plus yards or whatever it is. It was the team effort, the competitiveness, the drive to win. I love to see it. I do. I do.
For sure, man. For sure.
So let's talk a little defense, man.
Boy,
what's your feelings on the defense?
Boy, defense, man. First, shout out to Vic Fangio. We actually got a competent defensive coordinator, and also, we just touched on the offense. Shout out to Kellen Moore because we got a competent offensive coordinator. But defense wins championships, as the old adage went. Even though they gave up over 400 yards and 29 points to the Green Bay Packers, I feel that the defense had a new energy, a new sense of urgency. They were ready to get that bad taste of last year out of their mouth. So I see the fact that we're trending in an upward direction with our defense. We're only going to get better over the course of the season, but I do like the small sample size that we got to see within this first game against a potentially top 5, top 10 offense with the Packers. Something that stuck out. We both been talking about this for the past few days. Our red zone defense, Husk. Our red zone defense was amazing. People don't understand. Like we said, bro. They saved the game. The red zone defense saved the game. You see what I'm saying? They came on and held the Packers to 9 points on 4 trips in the red zone. That don't happen every day. You see what I'm saying? And that's a major difference and improvement a vast improvement from last year. Last year's defense would have got scored on. Believe that. Believe that. People would have came out with touchdowns. So shout out to the red zone defense. Shout out to everybody who came in on and did their responsibility and their assignments and was fundamentally and technical sound. But yeah, like I said, I definitely feel that this defense has a lot to build on, but great first building block to set this foundation.
Yeah, I couldn't agree.
Mhm.
More, honestly, because the game could have got out of hand
Quickly.
Oh my God, very, very quickly, very early into the game. You come up with some early giveaways from our offense. Earlier in the game, the defense put in a bad position back against the wall, and they found a way to get off the field.
Mhm.
They found it with not once, not twice, but 3 times. 3 times. You're talking about 3 out of 4 in the red zone. Compared to last year's D, that's night and day, man.
Mhm.
Last year's defense for sure would have probably gave up a touchdown every time we were in the red zone. You know,
For sure.
let it go a couple, let alone a couple field goals. So definitely something to build on. The defense flashed early, which, truth be told, I was not expecting to see. Still a lot to work on, but there is a lot of promise there.
Mhm.
A lot of promise there. You can see where if this defense is top 15, this is a Super Bowl caliber team. Like we're going,
Definitely.
no question, we will be going to the Super Bowl. But it's a lot. It was a lot of good. A lot of,
Mhm.
I would say a lot of bad, but a lot of things to clean up. But a lot of good for sure.
More pros than cons.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely,
Definitely more pros than cons.
absolutely.
Mhm.
Like
You always
shout-
want to grow and get better.
yeah. Shout out to
Mhm.
Vic. Shout out to
Mhm.
Vic for sure.
For sure, bro. But yeah, man, that red zone defense definitely, like you said, stepped up big. The game could have got out of hand. It could have been, instead of 6-0, it could have been either 10-0, 14-0. You feel me? And that's a different ball game. So shout out to, again, the red zone defense for them stepping up and doing what they needed to do to keep the game in reach for us to get our stuff together. And then
Nah,
you feel me?
but nah, for sure, definitely,
It's
definitely,
crazy, man.
definitely. So I got a question for you, man. We on
What's going on,
defense
Big
and
Huss?
whatnot. Huff ends the
Mhm.
game with same amount of tackles as Jordan Mailata. 1. Home.
Shout out to Jordan too on that, bro.
Hey, that was
'Cause
a
if
big,
Hey, bro,
big tackle, bro.
big tackle. Because if he
Big
did
tackle.
not make that tackle, Bull had the sideline. You see what I'm saying? That could have been a pick
Hey.
6 for real.
Hey, house call. That would have been
Mhm.
a come on now.
Mhm.
Hey, athletic enough to make a play in open field.
In the open
bro.
field. And what,
Come
he's
on,
6'8",
man.
300 plus
Come
pounds?
on, bro.
Hey,
come
on now.
That was a major tackle. So yeah. Hey, big man.
Shout out to the Aussie.
Yeah, come on now. For real. But nah, so what's up? Concerns with Huff?
Mhm.
Or are you trying to chalk it up to field conditions, or like what you thinking on?
Bro, that's a solid question, bro, because it's like, on one hand, it's like, dang, I could say the field condition was bad. Everybody was slipping. You see what I'm saying? You make a little excuses. But then on the other hand, bro, my man just got a 3-year, $51 million contract.
Speak.
So I'm like, bro, like with that type of money, I need some production, kid. Like, bro, it's no reason why what's it called? You should have had at least 1 sack. You see what I'm saying? A few quarterback hurries. You were one of the lowest graded people on PFF, and of course with PFF, sometimes take that with a grain of salt, because obviously tape speaks differently. But a lot what I saw is I saw effort from him, but it just, with us paying you that type of money, we need more production, bro. You're supposed to be leaned on to be one of them every down edge rushers. You feel me? That's the money that you got, because honestly, that 51 million that could have went to our boy Hassan. You see what I'm saying? Our boy Hassan.
Straight up.
You feel me? Like we could have done something with that. So it's like, I'm not panicking, because again, the field conditions weren't ideal. But I'm eager to see more of him Monday night when we play the Falcons in Philadelphia and Philly, like for our home opener. Of course, our grass, everything's gonna be fine, so it ain't gonna be no you feel me? Ain't gonna be no, oh man, y'all grass. It ain't gonna be none of that. You feel me? So I'm eager to see how he does in that game. You see what I'm saying? Especially the environment that is going to be the severity of the game, the magnitude of the game. I'm eager to see if he's going to show up on a bright stage again, because like last year, I mean, he played like 60% of the snaps with the Jets.
I don't even think it was
that much, right?
It wasn't. And going back to this last week's game, if I'm not mistaken, he played some of the least snaps in this game. He only played like 30 or so percent of the snaps this past Friday.
And for him to have that contract, bro, you gonna have to start filling up the stat sheet.
Come on, man.
Come on, bro, because we've had some dog edge rushers in Philadelphia. You see what I'm saying? We can go all the way back to Javon Curse. You feel me? You can go to BG.
Yeah, bro. We've had people who can attack the quarterback, you know what I'm saying, or get to the quarterback. I mean, whether that be inside, outside, whatever. Reggie White, we all know who that is.
Jerome Brown,
like we've had those type players. So, like, to your point, for us to be paying him the money that we're paying him, I expected to see more. But am I ready to chalk it up as he's a bust, or maybe we shouldn't have traded for him or whatever? I'm not gonna go out as far as say that. I want to see him in better conditions on a better field, because to your point, the effort was clearly there. You could see him hustling on plays, making plays. It's just every time you kind of looked up or looked around, my man was slipping. He's falling. He can't get up. Like
help me.
So but everybody was slipping and falling, so it's like you can use that excuse only but so much. The person who I expected not to see that much from, I actually saw more from, and that being Nolan Smith. Same conditions, overall had a better game as far as just the eye test. I don't know what PFF ranked him and all that, but the eye test, he didn't have a bad game. There's some things he needs to work on clearly. But going back to Huff, we need to see the production. We just let go of a guy who had 11 plus sacks now, 4 years in a row.
4 years.
Okay.
Come on, bro.
Okay, to reach out, trade for you, pay you the bag. We need to see why we paid you that bag. And it can't just be all efforts. I need you terrorizing folks from the edge, because once he really gets started, and you got Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis up the middle, and you still got Sweaty on the other side, things will start really, really clicking for that D line. But I think the field had a lot to do with that. It kind of slowed us down. Truthfully, as far as when you look at it, neither D lines for both teams really had big days.
Kind of game.
Yeah, So I chalk a lot of it up to the conditions of the field, but it leaves much to be desired, and I'm definitely looking forward to next Monday when we play the Falcons, in the link. You will have no excuses then, my friend. I'm gonna need you with more than one tackle. I'm gonna need you to get that snap count up and show up in the run game just as much as we want you to show up in the pass game, because our run defense was very lackluster. It started off kind of hot. We were bottling. What's my man running back for
Josh Jacobs?
We were bottling him up early. Backup was kind of making a few plays here and there, but second half it kind of took off. I don't know if we got tired or they just kind of caught up with the scheme or what. But the D line and the run defense gonna need to show up
for sure, because
especially going to next week, man, you got Bijan.
Yeah. So, for sure. And that's something that, like, we touched on before the season started. We feel that the run defense was the strength of the defense. You see what I'm saying? With Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis, Milton Williams, all them boys up front. It's like that's what we felt would be the stout of the defense. But I mean, it's still room for improvement because, like you said, in the first half, they were shutting down Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs had what, maybe like 20 yards, 30,
I'm
if
telling you, it
that.
wasn't much.
You see what I'm
Wasn't much.
saying?
He was fighting for his life the first half.
Yeah, you feel me? And he finished the game with probably like I want to say like
It was
83
80.
yards,
It was.
something like that. But it's just the fact that we were giving up gash plays. You feel me? We will stop first and second or whatever, but then maybe you'll get the third and short, like 3rd and 3. Then we're giving up a 15-yard clip. You see what I'm saying? You can't do that in defense, especially everybody knows third down is the money down. You have to get off the field. Majority of your time on third down, you're playing man anyway. You feel me? So it's mano y mano. It's like, bro, you got to go against your man. So we have to, of course, get better with the run defense, which we feel that the run defense will improve over time. But yeah, that definitely was something that was kind of alarming to me. The fact that they were giving up those big chunk plays as opposed to, okay, well, we stopped them the whole game and then maybe 3 plays we gave up chunk plays. That's something you can be like, all right, we'll build on. But them gash plays, we have to limit those. We have to.
We have to. And it wasn't even just the gas plays from Josh Jacob. The backup
The
running back
backup bull.
was getting off just as much as Josh Jacob at one point. I was looking around like, what the heck is going on? Like, truly, what is going on? And I don't consider, not that Josh Jacobs is one of them, but I don't consider the Packers to be an elite rushing team. You know what I'm saying? So for me, like, I'm looking at it like, yeah, like I understand this is week 1 and all that, but we need to tighten this up because if we can't stop the run game, oh boy, it is going to be a long season. A long season. But I expect that to be one of those things that we clean up. I expect that to be one of those things that Vic Fangio really focuses on. Because I even know going into last week, he had mentioned it, like, we got to stop the run. We're going to play some good running backs over the course of the season. So I expect that to, with a little bit of film work, that we'll clean those things up. But I'd be lying if I sat here like I wasn't a bit shocked and like, okay, I don't know what's happening, but this isn't good. This is a somewhat of a red flag. But it was game 1. It was game 1. Like I said, field conditions weren't the best. You had people sliding all over the place. I get how tackling could be hard in conditions like that, but definitely want to focus on it.
For sure, bro. For sure.
This is very much a bend but don't break defense as well. So I get that.
And just to allude back to what you said prior in the video, even if we're a top 15 defense, that's usually a bend but don't break defense. Is middle of the pack, 15, 16. You see what I'm saying? So as long as they remain disciplined, as long as they know their fundamentals and their assignments with Vic Fangio, because you already know Vic Fangio's scheme is kind of complex. But for what we saw for the first game, as we said, against the Packers, I'm optimistic that the defense has a ton to build on and a ton to get better with. So as the season goes on, don't worry, don't panic, y'all. Oh, we're panicking. Like, our defense gave up 400 total yards. It happens. Like, y'all got to think we got 2 new coordinators, 1 defensive coordinator and 1 offensive coordinator. It takes time to gel. So that's why you never know who a team truly is until the 4th or 5th game mark in a season, because about a month you'll start to know, okay, teams start to separate. This team's going to be like this. These other teams are going to be like that. So let it gel. It'll take time. Woosah. Luckily, we have a few teams where they may not be the best teams in the league, but they'll give us a little test.
For sure. For sure. And to your point, and with everything we're going over and saying, there is no cause and no reason to panic right now. Everything that we saw that might have been a negative during this game is something that is easily correctable. Yeah, I mean, with a little bit of film and some coaching and things of that nature. And at the end of the day, we started off the year truly with a playoff team. Our first game of the season is with a contender. Everybody went into this season saying that the Packers were one of the teams who will be fighting to be in that NFC Championship and possibly the Super Bowl. Okay, so We started off with a great opponent. This is a great matchup, and honestly, it gave us a lot to build off, and it showed us where we're kind of vulnerable. So I'm not panicking. You know what I mean? And honestly, as Eagles fans, neither should you. We will be fine. Trust and believe that the Packers are a good opponent. They were swinging the way we were swinging.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so we'll be fine. Give it time. Give it time. It's only week 1.
Mm-hmm.
Or
And
week
a touch
2.
on that, week 2. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And a touch on that, Hush, you already know the love that we got from Vic Fangio. But with his position, his specialty, the linebackers. How did you feel that the linebackers played? How did you like what Nakobe Dean did, especially what Zach Bond did? What were your takeaways from them?
The linebacker play was surprisingly very good. Very good. I'm gonna start with Bond. Bond played his butt off. Played his butt off. I have to be honest with you. I'm gonna have to go back and check record stats and everything of that nature. But I can't tell you the last time that we had a linebacker that walked away with a game with 15 tackles. 15 tackles and 2 sacks. Okay. Bond was all over the field. I seen him on the edge. I seen him lined up off ball. You know, it was just every time you looked around, Zach Bond was around the ball. They start calling my man Sack Bond because it was just he was getting to the ball just that much. He was very active.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, we should have trusted and especially given what we know about Vic coming, you know, through the spring and summer, where Vic was basically every time he mentioned linebackers, Zach Bond was one of the first names that he would bring up damn near every time.
Mm-hmm.
Saying that Bond would play a lot. He reminded him or had a lot of the gifts or traits that Andrew Van Ginkel had with who he coached with the Miami Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with the Miami Dolphins. You know, but I was unsure. You know, Bond had been in the league now 4 or 5 years, and he was mainly just a special teamer.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't play that much, but he came in. I know it's still a small sample size. It's only one game, but he gave you a lot to look at and be like, hey, man, we might have some promise with this linebacker group. You know, he truly did show out. He truly did show out with the game he had. He should probably be Defensive Player of the Week. Talking about 15 tackles, 2 sacks, the way he was all over the field. I don't know if anybody has stats like that this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Then as far as Dean goes, like I've always said, I love to see Dean coming downhill. Him coming downhill, bro, he's lights out. He's lights out. And what I liked out of him was he was dissecting things. He was trusting his eyes and making plays.
Mm-hmm.
PFF kind of had him graded low, which, you know, once again, TFF could be a good thing. You know, sometimes you have to take it with a grain of salt, though. But PFF versus the eye test, watching the film, watching the all 20, my man Dean had a really good game.
Mm-hmm.
Should have had a pick 6. Work on your hands, young man.
Come on, fam.
Work on them
jug
hands,
machines, young boy.
Yeah, come on now. That was a pick 6. Walk in. You could have jogged that one in, big fella. Straight up. You know what I mean? Later, you know, moving forward, I'm gonna expect to see you to make them plays because that was another one of them things where you could have really swung the game with a play like that and really put the Packers on their heels. But he played good.
Mm-hmm.
He played very good. You know, okay, had a really good summer, so I'm not really surprised, but it was good to see it in a live game versus a quality opponent. Hey man, he's showing why we chose him where we chose him and kept him around.
Mm-hmm.
Truly,
Mm-hmm.
especially with them sitting. What's linebacker?
Devin White,
excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
I was drawing the blank. Especially with us sitting Devin White, he stepped in and he showed up, man.
Mm-hmm.
So the linebacker room, honestly, after this week, and this is just 1 week, if I had to give him a grade, I'd probably give him a B+. Truth be told.
And you know what's
very impressed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you know what's crazy? Because the linebacking core was the biggest question mark coming into the coming into the off season. We want to go back coming into the off season. Who's going to be linebacker? Are we going to get another a veteran on a cheap minimum deal? Are we going to do that? Like do the patchwork linebacking core like we did last year and in years in the past? So it's refreshing to see N'Kobe Dean step up. I first want to talk about N'Kobe Dean because N'Kobe Dean, he's had his trials and tribulations here. We all understand that Zach Bond had a heck of a game, dude. Like 15 tackles, bro, in a game, fam. Like that's crazy. But N'Kobe Dean has had his battles in Philadelphia, and it's refreshing to see him, like you said, being picked where he's been picked in the draft to put on his boots and just keep working no matter the adversity that he had to face. The fans that were calling for him like, oh, we need to trade to Kobe, we need to cut him, everybody like that. It's good to see him understand the defense, understand his assignment. Like you said, he was he was showing his speed. It seemed like he got his speed back, getting to the ball. He was always in the backfield making an impact in the game. Maybe he might not have made the tackle, but he forced the running back to maybe bounce the play out. You see what I'm saying? Or he shot the hole and shot the gap where the running back was headed towards. So he had an influence in the game. So I'm excited to see what N'Kobe Dean brings for the remainder of this season. Hopefully he stays healthy because that's been one of his big knocks as well. Even coming out of college, that he couldn't stay healthy. But I like what I see so far out of him. And then again, shout out to Zach Bond. Bull was all over the field, disrespectfully over the field. Like, bro, like he treated the Packers like, yo, y'all owe me rent, man. You know when QB1 say rent is due, Zach Bond took that literally. Give me my rent, bro. It's collection day. You see what I'm saying?
Was everywhere.
Everywhere making plays. You see what I'm saying? Like shooting the gaps, fundamentally sound, reading his keys, tackling. It just he had a heck of a game. So kudos to him.
For sure.
Mhm.
Hey, he was the main reason why we got the interception. I know Reed Blankenship made the play, and it was a hell of a grab by Reed to, like, get his hands up under the ball, but it was really Zach Bond making that play, starting off on the edge and then having the athleticism and speed to jet to the middle and run underneath the route.
Mhm.
It kind of confused and threw Jordan Love off a little bit, making him throw an arid pass in which, Reed jumped. But yeah, Zach Bond was affecting the game in damn near
Every facet.
every way possible. Every way possible.
For sure, man.
Truly.
For sure. Nice start to week one. Nice start to the season.
I mean, is it sustainable? I'm hoping so,
Mhm.
but we'll see. We'll see, But like you said, great start to the season. I ain't gonna lie to you. Great start.
Mhm. Mhm. And you alluded to Reed, aka Ghost, with the interception, man. That boy, like, what he's been through as well, from being a starter to coming off the bench to back to starter. I really feel like that influence of CJ Gardner-Johnson goes unnoticed. Like, people don't realize that influence, that type of energy, that type of caliber of player in that room is going to fuel you to be the best version of yourself. And Reed, day in, we like Reed when he came out of Middle Tennessee State. You see what I'm saying, as an undrafted free agent. He always seems to be getting better every single year. We saw the glimpse and the potential even when he baited one of the best quarterbacks to ever do it, in Aaron Rodgers in a game against the Packers. I guess he just likes picking off the Packers. But
he got the Packers number.
You feel me? But it just, every time he's on the field now, he seems like he's playing free. He's playing fast. He knows the defense. He knows his assignment. So I'm excited for what Reed can do. That was a heck of a play on Jordan Love. Big momentum changer. I believe that was a third down. Matter of fact, I believe that was a third down. What's it called? A good field position, you feel me, for him to bait Jordan Love, undercut the route, secure the interception. That's a major play. And then even just watching the game, he was around the ball at all times, whether he was the solo tackle or whether he was coming to gang tackle and help collectively. He had a very, very promising game. So I'm excited for Reed Blankenship.
He did. One of the highest graded Eagles on PFF. I know how I felt about that, but no, Reed showed up, man. He had a great game. He had a great game. Now, who I was, man, very, very impressed with was our rookie, our first round pick. Quinyon Mitchell.
Who the one he had to get? He had to get snatched back real quick, bro. Get back, young bull.
I like that though. I like that.
Spiciness, we love it.
Man, you're a rookie, bro. But to have that confidence to go out there and make the plays that you make, and not just make your plays. Man, I'm gonna talk my mess up. I'm gonna talk my ish. Let them know about themselves. I loved it. I love to see that feistiness on the back end. I mean, you get it with CJ DJ. Yeah, but he might be the only one really chirping. Like Slade's not a big talker. Reed may talk a little bit. You know, we had James Bradbury.
He ain't talking at all.
Yeah. Nah, this young dog, he pops his ish, and I love it. I love the confidence. We need that. I love the swagger. And like you said, you're not just talking the talk, man. You walking the walk. My man was making plays left and right. He was involved in the run game. I believe he had 5 tackles or so. Yep. He had 3 PBUs. You know what I mean? They tried him early, and as a rookie, you're out there. I expect them to try you. You know what I mean? They tried him on a go ball. Roll my man, what's his name? Christian Watson. Wrote him right out. Wrote him right out for real. I was like, oh my, stride for stride, never panicked. Hey, right end of it, start let you know I'm here type shit.
You're gonna know me.
Okay, all right. You know, he and it was just that he made his presence felt during this game, and it was a joy to see. Honestly, that young man has a bright future with us. He keeps us up. He will be one of those top 5, top 10 corners in this league. I can see it without question. Without question. The play he made, I don't know if it was a 3rd down play. Basically, he's dropping in coverage. Jordan Love tried to sneak a pass in towards the sideline, kind of behind him over the linebacker. He broke on and made a play. It wasn't even his man, but the awareness and eye discipline to keep your eyes where they need to be and keep yourself in good leverage to the receiver side, everything, bro, it was well played. My man is well coached up. Everything that we heard over the summer from the coaching staff and him coming out of Toledo during the draft, it wasn't hype. It was real.
He lived up to it. It as advertised.
Man, come on now. And I don't know. I don't know if we really had a rookie come out and truly stand out like this since maybe Jalen Carter or Smitty when we grabbed him. This guy's the real deal, ladies and gentlemen.
And as far as corner, we're gonna take it back because, like, us being diehard Eagle fans, especially with our first round pick, the last time we had a rookie corner who was Sheldon Brown, Lito Shepherd.
Oh, there you go.
Lito Shepherd.
I'm sorry. Yep.
And he and Lito Shepherd wasn't on Quinyon's level to me. Back then, the knowledge that young man showed, the eye discipline, the savviness, like you said, using his leverage, reading his keys, being disciplined, not keeping his eyes in the backfield too long. You know how I feel about corners. So just to watch him do what he did out there was amazing. You see what I'm saying? Like for you to be thrown in on that stage against a top 5, potentially a top 5, top 10 offense, and then have some respectable receivers that you're guarding. You went through the trio of the receivers and held your own. It was one play where one boy, I want to say Jayden Reed, was coming on a deep crosser. Quinyon said, "Hold on, young man. Where are you going? Where you thought you was going? Close that gap." Was on his hip. It was a couple, like you watched the all 22 on that man.
Ran through the traffic. I know the play you're talking about because I was in the red zone.
Mhm.
Ran
through the traffic.
Through the traffic. Close.
Come on now.
Was like, no, not here. Throw it somewhere else.
As a rookie?
Come on.
As a rookie. And then there was one play where I watched where the boy Romeo Dobbs tried to lull him to sleep. Are you out? Are you up, young man, out here? We gonna test the rook real quick. Hold on. So Romeo Dobbs ran like the fake drag route, but he acted like he was gonna block Quinyon first and try to lull him to sleep. Then he started keep going on his route because that was in the red zone too. Kept going on his route across the goal line. Quinyon closed that up. Shop is closed. What we tell y'all, we throwing y'all out the club. ID is expired. You don't have valid identification. Okay, Quinyon not playing with these boys, and for him to come out for his rookie debut, come on, man. As advertised, he exceeded the expectations that I already had for him. And he's only going to continue to improve and get better, being the student of the game that he is, and then also having Slay and the other DBs to lean on and ask questions, and then also again having a seasoned veteran defensive coordinator in Vic that he can ask questions and get better. And then also, you already know, going against AJ and Smitty day in and day out, that's going to only improve. You're not playing too many receivers throughout the season who are the caliber of AJ and Smitty. So he's in a great situation right now, and I'm excited for him.
I couldn't agree more.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't agree more. That iron sharpening iron, that's real.
Mm-hmm.
You are going up against two of the top receivers in the league on a daily basis. There's nothing that anyone else in the league or from these other receivers that you'll see that you have not, for the most part, already seen in your own practice. At home type deal. So, Q, the future is bright. Proud that he's an Eagle. I mean, it's gonna be pretty good, man. It's gonna be real good for him.
Mm-hmm.
We start sprinkling Cooper DeJean and all those folks out there, and we get Isaiah Rodgers back. We'll really be cooking. They're gonna have some decisions to make because I don't know when Isaiah Rodgers is supposed to come back from his hand injury, but when he does, I don't know if you continue to keep Quinyon on the outside, or you want to move him to the slot, because slot play wasn't terrible, but it could have been better in this last game. Or what we do. You still have Keeley. We have options. We have several options that we could put out there, but the coaching staff is definitely in a bit of a pickle. A good pickle,
mm-hmm.
but a bit of a pickle right now.
And as we touched on a few days, as you said, Husky, we have to remember, and you brought it to my attention, I forgot. We have to remember this was Avonte's first game back. You see what I'm saying? Like from injury from last season, he hasn't got a lot of reps and he hasn't got a lot of live action. So, like you said, what's it called? Avonte, this is his first game. He had a little rust. We'll be okay.
And to your point, he hasn't got a lot of reps in the slot because he's been mainly playing safety throughout camp and everything else this year. You had Quinyon in the slot majority of camp. So, like I said, there's a bit of rust there. It's still week one. Things are going to get better. They'll progress on a week-to-week, day-to-day basis. But there was a lot of promise here. A lot of promise.
For sure, bro. For sure. Oh, and we can't leave out, bro, the special teams. We gotta get them some love too, bro. Michael Clay is doing an amazing job with the special teams. I love the fact that even though we didn't need our punt team much of the game, we have an actual, again, competent punter in Braden Mann. We've come a long way from Aaron Sipos. You see what I'm saying? So, what's it called? Like, we've come from having like the Donnie Joneses. You feel me? The Sav Rockas, like them type of punters, like in our history. So it's like, with Braden Mann with the 2 punts that he did, get out. I'm glad that he was able to change the field position and make the Packers drive the field instead of shanking and giving them short fieldage field position. And then you already know like Jake Elliott and Rick Lovato, all of them boys, like that's like an automatic unit. But again, shout out to the special teams.
Oh yeah, no. Special teams have went from being one of the weak points, the couple years ago for the Philadelphia Eagles to now, hey man, they're top 5 unit, top 10 unit in the league. They've really been consistent the past couple years. Michael Clay has really gotten them boys rolling. And it's from what I hear, the players love him. Players love him. They said they wouldn't be surprised if he was up for an offensive coordinator job here, the next coming years. It's just, he's a student of the game. He loves what he does. He's very detailed. Like I said, the special teams been consistent. They've been consistent. I tip my hat to them. These football is definitely very much a 3-phase game as far as offense, defense, special teams. And special teams sometimes is the thing that can make or break you. Truly, for us, we have a good special teams unit: punter, kicker, kickoff,
team, punt, all.
Speaking of, man, this will probably be one of the lessons you really touch on, man. How do you feel about the new kickoff, bro?
To me, honestly, I see where they're trying to go with limiting major impact and collisions at high speeds, but it doesn't feel right to me. I remember kickoff from us playing youth football. It's like you line up on a 40, you see what I'm saying, and what's it called? You got everybody spread across and boop, you just run down there and impose your will off the beginning, off rip. Like, bro, it's a tone setter, bro. You come down there and I'm clapping people up for real. Y'all know what type of day this is about to be. So to see this, and it's like we're getting a few returns and everything like that. We haven't seen anybody like run. Well, I haven't saw anybody in week 1 run a return back off the kickoff. But then also we got to be realistic as well with the modern era of the player. We have kickers who are stronger, and you see what I'm saying. With that being said, with the kicker being stronger, it's not going to be many returns on kickoff, because all they're going to do is just kick the ball out of the end zone. It's just going to be a touchback. So again, I understand that they're trying to have safety precautions and safety measures, but us as athletes and former players, we know what we signed up for. So it's at the end of the day, kickoff, I feel like after this year, you see what I'm saying, it was a trial, and then it also was an error. We got to get back to the old foundation of kicking, bro.
Yeah, man, it was a weird thing to see. It really was. Like I said, I get what they're trying to do. You're trying to limit the high impact collisions. I get it, man. These are big men running at high speeds into each other. So, and it can be very violent. But it's just the optics of it was very weird. Like I said, you have a lot of strong leg kickers in the league. So now it went from maybe you don't have to have the most powerful leg to maybe you want more of a finesse kicker. Because if you kick it through the back of the end zone, now they get it like on like the 35 or
yeah, I believe so. It's something crazy.
Yeah, something to that effect. You know what I mean? So it's almost like you want to kick it inbounds and have somewhat of a return. Because to us, we were starting off with poor field position off the kick. We would get started on 14, 10 one time, So you want to get somewhat of a return, but it's almost like you need your kicker to be a finesse kicker now to drop it inside the 5, but not quite in the end zone.
In the end zone.
But I'm interested to see what they do with it. So far, just being the traditionalist that I am as far as when it comes to football and all that, I'm not with it. I'm not with it at all. If you don't get these big
come on, man. Stop playing
down here. You know what I'm saying? like it looks weird. You're still seeing players. It's gonna be a while until players adjust to it. I saw a clip of Zach Ertz. He's with the Redskins or the Commanders. The Commanders now. They had kicked the ball off. He had started running back like it was the old rules. You gotta wait for a man to catch it. We can start moving. Now he was already running back. He kind of had to catch it. So you're still having players having a bit of a time, adjusting to it. But it's interesting to see if it's actually going to stick. I'm praying it doesn't. But for health reasons, I would get why it would if that's what they chose to do.
And shout out to Zach Ertz too, legend.
Man, Zacky baby.
All right, y'all, Eagles Nation. Look, make sure y'all go birds that like button, go birds that comment section, and go birds that Liberty Bell looking thingy, also known as notification bell, so you know when Swoop is coming in with all the newest Eagles updates and news. All right. And oh man, before the video ends, Huss, man, look.
Nah,
Hey, if you know, you know, we've been trying to tell y'all real quick, man. This is something that we're just true to our heart, something that we're super excited for. Where we're doing a new playlist under our channel, The Main Thing Podcast Presents, that will be coming out in a few days. Where it is something we're building a community that is full of inclusion and non-judgment. So definitely wanted to make y'all guys alert, be on the lookout. And like we said, in the next few days to a week, we got some special content that we've been cooking and brewing up for y'all. Y'all thought we was one trick ponies. Nah, we multifaceted over here, y'all. Chat tag.
Straight up. So definitely keep your eyes and ears glued, man. We got some stuff dropping. We're really proud of it, and we're sure that you all enjoyed as well.
For sure, man.
And look, man, shit, it's The Main Thing Podcast where we keep the main thing
The main
thing. You feel me?
Stop playing with us, man.
All right, man. Nothing but peace, love. Hope y'all all having a great week. Till next time.
We out, y'all.
It was I was gonna make a lot of money doing what I wanted to do. I went after it, and it was a struggle to achieve it. But you know what? I caught that bitch. Dream chasing.